What we're going to do today is show my favourite POI from each tier to get the easiest access to loot, or to certain kinds of rarer loot, more easily. There's a tie at one of the levels as well. Let's jump in. Just because the tier 0 remnants have no end loot rooms doesn't mean they have nothing of value in them, which brings us to our first POI, the Easy Chem Depot. This POI has an ammo pile on the roof, and inside it only has 2 zombies summoned by pressing this button. Inside there's basically just an ammo pile with not many other useful containers, but there is value in what you're seeing. There are 6 small acid barrels and 6 quad acid barrels. Make sure to get the ones outside as well. With Wasteland Treasures Volume 3, you can use a wrench to scavenge acid 25% of the time from these small barrels, or 50% of the time from large acid barrels, so you can regularly get several bottles of acid from this unassuming POI. I've had as high as 6 out of this POI before. Additionally, there are 9 plastic barrels and several tires. This can net you a base of about 100 polymer. There is one thing you do have to worry about though. These acid barrels work like gasoline barrels, so if you break the blocks holding the acid barrels up, the entire room will blow up. So safely remove the acid barrels with a wrench or a tool before breaking the blocks underneath them. Best tier 1 in my opinion is a POI called the Cook's Residence. This easy POI has about 7 zombies in it, so it's quite easy to clear. It has 9 chemistry kits, each of which has a good chance of giving you acid, glue, and rare chemicals like testosterone extract or gunpowder. It also has a chemistry station, allowing you to get a chance at a Forge Ahead magazine. There's also a food pile and 2 Poppin' Pills crates. These are very good for getting medical loot and even beakers early on. And it has 2 medical piles, which are also excellent for medical magazines and medical loot. There's also a safe in the attic, which can have decent loot, and a weapons bag, which has a decent chance to drop ammo and guns. For a tier 1 that has like 5 rooms, this place is packed with loot, so never skip it. This POI is probably the most powerful one in the game realistically. It's the tier 2 Crack-a-Book POI. This one is absolutely filled with a variable amount of magazines. I got about 31 skill magazines out of here on one run through, with no skill point specialized into anything. I also got a couple of skill books and schematics. The main concern in this POI is the zombie dog on the roof in the final loot room, so come with a plan to deal with him, but otherwise it's a very easy clear. Aside from the regular bookshelves and piles, there's also a book crate in the main room, as well as a desk. You can find ammo in the kids zone near the corn where they foreshadow the dog with the kennel. There's also potentially 2 functioning vending machines at the end of the hallway near the bathrooms. There's a workbench in the loading bay that might get you an extra Forge Ahead magazine. Make sure not to skip the office in this back area that has 2 cabinets, more books, and a safe. Watch out for the vulture on the roof, by the way. And in the final room, you'll find a Crack-a-Book crate, more books, a food pile, a shotgun crate, and a tier 2 loot container. If you find these in the trader quest list, always take them if you're trying to level your crafting skills quickly, and it's often worth going around all the larger towns in your game because they give you such an easy big jump in progression. By the way, if you're enjoying this video or finding it useful, a like would be greatly appreciated, and indeed a subscribe. I make several videos like this every single week. Back to the video. Tier 3 was a hard pick. I almost went for Bob's Boars and Carl's Corn because it's got so much meat, bones, and supercorn and rotten flesh available to you, but I think my real pick is more useful. The Tier 3 Poppin' Pills. This has a massive central room with medical shelves and utility loot, so you can get a lot of good things like meds and glue in here. There's also 4 cabinets in the photo section, which could get you a lot of books. The back room has 4 Poppin' Pills crates, and as I said, these are excellent for meds, medical skill magazines, and beakers. And in the underground tunnel section, you can find a food pile and even 2 acid barrels. The lab section has 2 more acid barrels and 3 chemistry sets with a chemistry station on the stairs up to the pharmacy. And then the pharmacy room itself has even more medical shelves for you to loot. You'll find 3 more Poppin' Pills crates on the roof for a total of 7, with a medical pile, an ammo pile, and a purse. And a tier 3 loot container, of course. Here's what I got from a level 50 looting of this location. Pretty decent stuff. I have 2 for tier 4, the Shotgun Messiah range and the Close Encounters gun range. The Shotgun Messiah range has several equipment racks to loot in the first room, as well as a gun safe and a crate with an ammo pile in the central room. Check the side room for the desk and the filing cabinet, and you can use blocks to climb into the ceiling above the classroom to find a hidden weapons bag. The waiting room sometimes has a working vending machine, the firing range often has filled medical cabinets at each end, and it has an ammo pile and a weapons bag. This can be a difficult fight, so be ready for that. There's not much loot on the roof, and I'd recommend instead of going the suggested route through the ceiling, jump off the roof or go back around the front and break down the front door to the gunsmith. Fight the zombies in a more open area, and in this room you'll find more equipment racks. In the back you'll find a gun safe and a weapons bag, and you'll even find another broken workbench in the workroom. There's 4 gun crates in the storage room with a large ammo pile, and of course your hardened tier 4 loot chest. Additionally, there is a 6th gun crate hiding in the back of the truck in the parking lot. Obviously, when you get your loot stage right, this is one of the best POIs in the game for guns and ammo, as is its sister POI, the Close Encounters gun range. In here you'll find a crate above the second door, a gun safe in the side office, and often a filled medical cabinet in the bathroom. You'll find 2 military shelves in the main store, and it often has several variable equipment racks as well as a filing cabinet. You'll find 2 ammo piles in the shooting range, and then in the final area, the kill house, you've got several gun crates, tier 4 hardened chest, and a large ammo pile. This can be a tough fight if you're not prepared, but use that main gate to your advantage. You also have a chance of a few of the military chests in the back rooms spawning extra loot. I think the Close Encounters gun range here is the worse and harder of the two, but it is still very good, and I would never skip it if you want some guns. I'm gonna be honest. Most tier 5s are a scam. Rarely are they worth the effort to fight through them. Generally, you just want to skip to the end as much as possible so you can get the one valuable part of them, unless of course you're on a clear quest. The Shotgun Messiah factory has a lot of gun crates and bags, but relative to the amount of time it takes to clear, I'd say it's just not worth it. The tier 5 poppin' pills might have the best actual amount of loot containers with like 9 poppin' pills crates, several weapon racks and chemistry kits, but again, it's a lot of work for what you get. Instead, I've elected to select the fastest tier 5 to clear in my experience, meaning that you can run it over and over again with quests to get the most of the main thing you want from these, which is going to be that tier 5 loot container, or even tier 6 loot container as a tier 6 infestation. Hybrid mining is, in my opinion, the easiest and fastest tier 5 in 7 Days to Die 2.0. The main loot room is located at the center in the quarry, meaning you just fight off the waves, take it and leave. There's a few valuable loot containers in this POI, including a nuke with a shotgun crate and occasionally a medical loot, and there's chemistry kits throughout. But the real strength of this POI comes from giving you the main thing you came for, that high level end loot, very quickly, and you can get this whole POI done in like 10-15 minutes if you want, compared to something like the Shotgun Messiah or Dashong Tower, which can take all day. I'd say it's a good trade-off. Now if you want to know how to get the best loot out of these POIs, particularly the last 3 I told you about, check out this video coming on screen right now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.